You think mass deportation will solve everything in the US right now? It's not that simple, and let me explain to you why. But before I start, let me make one thing clear. Deporting people who commit serious crimes or use the system and don't pay taxes, I'm 100% for it. They shouldn't be here. But here's what's really happening in the US right now. Millions of undocumented immigrants are solving some pretty serious problems, and I'm gonna show you and break it down right now. Problem number one, the US needs workers desperately. Right now, America has a serious labor problem. According to the US Chamber of Commerce, there are 9.8 million job openings and only 5.9 million unemployed workers. Do the math. I see it every day with my business consulting clients who are struggling to hire good workers. And talking about good workers, I don't mean to hate on Gen Z, but they're not being as productive as their previous generations. So now you have labor shortage and you have a very unproductive generation. And I'm not just saying this. Google some of these facts. 45% of managers say Gen Z employees are hard to manage, and 60% of these managers reported firing Gen Z in 2024. Almost half of Gen Z themselves plan to quit their jobs. 35% of Gen Z employees reported feeling high stress last year, which could explain why 64% of their co-workers report seeing them arrive late to work recently. So it's not just about working hard, it's about sustained productivity. And guess who is helping bridge that gap? Immigrants, including many who are undocumented. And then that brings us to problem number two. They take jobs America don't want. Let's talk some facts. Gen Z are having a hard time working at all. Imagine them going to these industries. Farm workers. 50 to 78% of immigrants are farm workers. 38% of them are in food prep and cleaning, and 45% are in household service, according to Pew Research. Why? These jobs suck. They're low paying, and they often come with long hours, irregular hours. Americans avoid them, Gen Z avoids them, but who could blame them? And that brings us to the last problem, number three. Immigrants are sustaining some pretty essential workforce in the US. I mean, we talked about farm workers. Of the 50 to 78%, half are undocumented. Immigrants also make up a quarter of construction workforce and 30% of nursing home work. And that's pretty important considering 10,000 Americans turn 65 every single day. Let's be honest, when was the last time you saw a young American lining up to work in farms or nursing homes? Probably never. The bottom line, yes, crossing the border illegally is a serious mistake and consequences are necessary, but let's not ignore the bigger picture. Our border policies, immigration policies have been broken for decades. These individuals often left behind everything they knew, believing it's their only chance to a better life. And let's be real, our flawed policies sent mixed signals, making it seem like overstaying a tourist visa or crossing the border isn't such a big deal. Now they're here, cleaning our homes, building our houses, and caring for our parents. It's easy to reduce them to illegals or criminals, but their contributions are woven into the fabric of our daily lives. This isn't a black and white issue. It's not about keeping bad people. It's about not losing the good ones. So help me share this video so we can try to have this conversation in a more realistic way, because the truth is we need them for our economy, for our communities, and for our shared well-being, and they need us.